What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel. And if you guys are new, welcome. Happy Friday, everybody. The weekend is upon us. Let's get some Destiny grinding together, slamming out that duality dungeon since it is farmable, but more importantly, going around the Leviathan, getting those opulent chests via our opulent keys so you can get this bad boy SMG that I am going to be talking about today with the re-release of the Calus Mini Tool. Now, this Calus Mini Tool came back in the old days from our menagerie. Now we have it back via the Leviathan, going around with our opulent keys, opening up those chests and having the chance at getting our opulent weapons. You can also focus them at the helm at our nice Crown of Sorrow on that left-hand side over there. Now, this thing is the funnel web of Solar 3.0. This thing pairs wonderfully with our Solar 3.0 subclasses, making that scorch on people, just creating a very good synergy. Plus, I do love having those SMGs within the game. Like I said, my Ikelos, almost 25k kills on it for my Solar funnel web, getting up there for my Void, and now we got this bad boy right here with Calus Mini Tool. Now, this right here is from the collections. Nothing crazy about this one, just showing off on the left-hand side here what its stats look like. It is in our 900 RPM range with a decent magazine size of 37, just right off rip without any extra perks on, which will be going into light.gg and going over those god rolls. Now, right here on light.gg, we're going to go over the rolls for the weapon for both PvP and PvE that I have been gunning for and trying to slap out with. Obviously, you can see right here, light.gg kind of gives us a basis, and they are very close to what I would use inside of those god rolls. So first off, for our PvP god roll, we are going to go with small bore. So it gives us stability and range with this weapon. As you can see, people love this perk. I think it is great for our PvE realm, so we can have that nice stability and range on this bad boy. As always, we're going to go with accurized rounds. I know people can fight me with this one, but this one right here with that little bit of range absolutely slaps for PvE. Now, in our third slot, I think we have a couple different options, as they say here, but in my opinion, I'm going with moving target just so we can get that nice little bit of target acquisition and movement speed on this weapon when we're running around in Crucible. Not really sure how much threat detector would make sense for me, just because it depends on what game mode we're playing, depending on if it's sixes, trials, something like that. So me personally, I'm going to go with moving target first and then followed up by slideways, just so we can get some magazine refresh when we're sliding around, and it gives us plus 20 stability and handling. So this is super great for that PvP because, in my personal opinion, I slide around a lot. Now, in our fourth row, I think we really only have one option, which is tap the trigger. So you can kind of just keep shooting instead of holding it down. Just kind of keep tapping it like it says tap the trigger, and you will get some increased stability, which is super key on these faster shooting SMGs. Me personally, I am not a fan of Eye of the Storm here. It's just when your health gets low, you get plus handling and a little bit better aim accuracy on the weapon. I just would much rather have something that is a procced almost all the time with tap the trigger instead of having to rely on your health getting low for this to proc. It is kind of helpful in some situations, but would much rather have tap the trigger on for PvP. Now, for PvE, we're building this bad boy out for Solar 3.0 synergy, as well as in our fourth column, we have an option that makes this thing very viable for breaking a lot of different shield types. So again, my personal opinion here, going small bore barrels are definitely a personal opinion. Like this one, you can get that range, stability, and handling, but I personally just like this range and stability for my weapon, so that's what I'm going with. Now, for our second slot, you can either go appended or extended mags. I personally choose appended. You get a little less bullets in the magazine, but you don't have a reduction to your reload time like you do inside right here with extended mag. For the third slot, I personally, like they say here, am going with Unrelenting, so rapidly defeating targets triggers health generation. Now this is super nice. As you can see, it heals for about 80 HP after defeating those 3 different targets. Super, super nice, or it depends, I guess, not targets, but depends on what enemies you are defeating. So you can see right here that we have rank and file, so red bars give us 1 point, guardians give us 2, elites, mini bosses, and bosses give us 3 points. So it's really nice, and the defeats must be within 5 seconds of each other. So Unrelenting, definitely what I would go with for our PvE god roll in this third column here. Now to build this bad boy out for Solar 3.0 specifically, definitely go with Incandescent here. Wonderful way of spreading that scorch to nearby enemies when you get defeats with this weapon. Defeating more powerful combatants and opposing guardians cause scorch in a larger radius, so it's really nice to apply that scorch to enemies, especially in that PvE realm, with some of the aspects and fragments that we have. And with this thing being a solar weapon, when we are radiant and we have that fragment on with Epicurean, that thing, when we are radiant and get a defeat with a solar weapon, it refreshes our radiance or restoration. So it is super nice to have this bad boy on. Plus we're spreading scorch all around with this Incandescent here. Now, if we're playing for a more versatile role on this weapon to take it into a bunch of different activities, instead of focusing solely on the Solar 3.0 synergy, go with Disruption Break right here. So on elemental barrier champions or guardian shield breaks, it weakens the enemy, increasing kinetic damage by 50% for about 5.5 seconds. So this is super nice with breaking the shield with this weapon, switching to something like your Izanagi's, Wither Horde, throwing it at that enemy, and it'll just melt them because of that extra kinetic damage. So something in that high energy, high tier damage for your kinetic weapons is the way to go for this Disruption Break. But me personally, I think I'm still taking Incandescent over this, even if I'm taking it into other realms and not only focusing on solar shields. This is the one that I've been rocking with right here with that Incandescent appended small bore, just missing my Unrelenting right here. With, in all seriousness, a range masterwork would be the best for me for PvE. PvP, probably go with stability like it has here, but I do absolutely love this Solar Mini Tool. Absolutely shreds. 2 Excess is its original trait as well, so final blows with this weapon while your super is full grants us bonus strength and discipline for a moderation of time. So if you're holding on to that solar super or whatever super you are using, you're able to get those grenades and melees back a little bit faster when you're getting defeats with this weapon. Pairing that with solar with Incandescent here, spreading out that scorch, is just absolutely crazy and lets you get a lot of your abilities back faster based on that scorch. So definitely suggest grinding for these, going to that helm, making sure you upgrade your Crown of Sorrow so you can craft this bad boy at some point by getting 5 of those red border versions of it, and then going on to the Leviathan with our Opulent keys that we have right here inside of our inventory. They tell you where to go. This one says the Royal Pools at the Feet of Greatness. Open up a chest and you have chances of getting those Opulent weapons to drop. Definitely suggest snagging this weapon as soon as you can. Absolutely a banger for Solar 3.0. So thank y'all for watching. Truly, as always, appreciate the support and y'all coming back, checking out the channel. Hope I'm helping with these videos. Love the aspect of just helping you guys out. So thank you guys again. I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.